Alright guys, what's up? In today's video, I'm going to be doing a very quick update of what's happened in the past two games between the Blue Jays and White Sox. Now, in the last episode, I did my predictions for the first game, talked about the pitchers, talked about what standings are going in now. Now I'll be reviewing the past two games that have happened with the one that I reviewed and the one that just happened today on my side, but yesterday from the day that you're probably watching this. Now, starting off with how the scores went. For Game 1, which happened on June 24th, the final score was 3-2 for the White Sox, so my prediction was wrong. I thought the Blue Jays would win, but the White Sox won 3-2. The White Sox had 11 hits, where the Blue Jays only had 8, and there were no errors in the game. But Aaron Sanchez, as I said, has been doing really well. He did not take the L, or the loss, in the game. Instead, Jesse Chavez has taken the loss, which is a reliever, so once he comes in, he then let a run score, and then he got pulled out, and he took the loss. The save from Robertson, which means that White Sox were winning when he came in, and he's technically the closer, so he tried getting the game done with them winning, which obviously happened. The win was Jones, which was their starting pitcher, I think, because he came out with no one on base. And yeah, now going into the second game now, Blue Jays actually won this one 10-8, but surprisingly, they let up 7 home runs in that game, which was crazy. The White Sox never stood down. They ended up coming back and pretty much tying it up in the 8th, but then the Blue Jays ended up coming back and scoring a couple more runs here and there in the 9th inning, the top of the 9th. Then going into the bottom of the 9th, Roberto Osuna, who got the save you can see there, that's what the S stands for, ended up getting the save where it was 3 outs, easy, 3 up, 3 down, and they ended up winning. Loser was Gonzalez, which is their starting pitcher, and the winner was R.A. Dickey, who actually started the game. Now, going into the next stuff, we are looking back at the batting average. Now, in the first episode, I showed you the batting average that was first. Now, what I showed you was Michael Saunders was at 304 average. Home runs for Edwin Encarnacion is at 19. Edwin Encarnacion for RBIs, runs batted in, is 62. On-base percentage for Josh Donaldson, 391% of the time he'll get on base. And for hits, 75 for Josh Donaldson. Now, that was before these two games happened. After these two games happened, for the batting average, the leader is still Michael Saunders, going down to 301 average from 304. Now, I forgot to say last time, but for them to count their average, they need to have 3.1 at-bats a game, because they can't really count someone who's had 4 at-bats less than someone who's had some over top. So if someone's played all the games of the season right now and someone comes in later in the season has only played half, you can't count that average because basically they've had less at bats. Now for home runs, Edwin didn't hit a home run but did get very, very close in the 9th inning where they actually scored a couple more runs. For RBIs, he did rack up another 4 RBIs to make it from 62 to 66. On base percentage for Josh Donaldson raised by 6% from 391 to 397%. For his hits, from 75 to 79. So obviously, when the on-base percentage goes up, his hits go up. So this is over the past 2 games, as I said. Now, that is pretty good, actually. He's been doing really well. In the first game, John Gibbons wasn't really happy with how many runs they scored. As I said, they're on a speed team. They're a hitting team. So when they don't score a lot of runs, they're basically going to lose. Now, going on to the White Sox for their batting average, tops, and how it's changed over the last 2 games, Melky Cabrera still leaves. He actually gained 0.1 average from the last game, or past 2. For home runs, Todd Frazier stayed the same, which is crazy when they still got 7 home runs, so you would think that he might have gotten one. He actually only gained 1 RBI, so it went from 48 to 49. For on-base percentage, Adam Eaton actually got 1 home run, maybe 2, that game. He got up from 364 to 366. His hits, he got 3 hits in those past 2 games, going from 80 to 83. Now those are the differences. Then again, 2% up from on-base percentage, 1 plus RBI for Todd Frazier, and no home runs different for Todd Frazier leading, and batting average went out by 0.1 for Melky Cabrera. Going on to next, the change in the standings. Now, excuse me. Before this game happened, or both two, the standings went, Baltimore was leading with 41 wins and 30 losses, Boston with 40 wins and 32 losses, and they were only behind by 1.5 games. Toronto was behind by 2.5. Now, I'm not going to read the rest because they're way out of the division. Baltimore then racked up 3 wins while these 2 games happened, which puts them up a bit more by 1 game, with adding on to Boston's games behind. Now, Toronto went from 2.5 games behind from first to 4 games behind, as you can see on your screen. Now, going on to Chicago White Sox, they actually happened to gain 1 game behind, so now they're at 7 rather than 6 before. Detroit went up by 2 games behind, so they went up 4 to 6 games behind, and Kansas City went from 3 to 5. So Cleveland actually won 2 games, while those 2 games are happening for the Blue Jays and White Sox. Now, guys, that is it for the video. That was just an update video from these 2 games. There's a game tomorrow at about 12:10 Eastern, so it's going to be about 10 o'clock Mountain Time, which I'm in. So hope you guys actually tune in for that game, because now the series is tied 1-1, and it's going to be super exciting for that to happen. Now, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to do the Colorado Rocky series, because that's going to be a crazy game for the Blue Jays, because they are in Denver, and because where the stadium is, they are actually a mile above sea level, so the ball carries more because of the density of the air. Now, hopefully I'll be doing some updates on that series. Now, once again, thank you for watching, and I'm out.
This was the day to have outfield seats for the Blue Jays and White Sox. Top 2, 3-0 Toronto, runner on at first, 2 outs. Miguel Gonzalez pitching, Devin Travis homers to left, his 4th, 5-0 Blue Jays. Bottom 2, R.A. Dickey starting for the Jays. Brett Lawrie hits the very top of the wall. After further review, it stays in the park. Lawrie gets it inside the park, home run, it's 5-1. After Deanna Navarro home run, here's J.B. shot back-to-back for the White Sox to make it 5-3. Top 4 at 6-3 Toronto. This is not a home run. Bases loaded. Edwin Encarnacion with a 2-run single to right center. 8-3 Blue Jays. Bottom 4, Brett Lawrie. A more conventional method. Home run to left field over the wall. 8-4 game. Top 9. 8-7 Toronto. Michael Anoa pitching. A runner aboard. Edwin Encarnacion doubles to right center field. Driving it, Josh Donaldson. The Blue Jays win a wild one. 10-8 is the final score. The 7 home runs by the White Sox ties the franchise record previously done back in April of 1955. Sunday, it's Marcus Stroman taking his turn for Toronto against the 12-2 Chris Sale of the White Sox.